So now onwards, like everything we talk about are going to be real tools for your toolbox so that you can use them specifically and you will be able to find and create more contents. Okay, so this is like more hands-on demo is what I will be doing now. So let's look at this. So this first website is known as Answer the Public. So let's say you want to know about um, leadership, right? So you write the topic out here and you search. So Answer the Public is basically a content repository or a consumer and insights tool. And what it does is, and I'll like zoom in so it will be easy for you guys. It creates all these questions based on what people are searching on Google and Bing.
Oh.
Okay. So if you don't know what content to create, write the topic, then see. So like it goes with all the different questions, right? So where leadership starts, that's a great topic, right? Leadership starts within yourself, like, or with you first. So you write about that. Then you know, where does leadership come from? You can take so many different pieces from here and then start creating the content that you want. And what you could do is, like, I love this and I'll show you, like, so again, like, you could look at more visualizations like on so you could talk about leadership for dummies, you could talk about leadership without power. Like, there's so many topics that it gives you ideas on. And then it gives comparison also, right? So like it has leadership and management styles, or then it talks about leadership like parenting. It's comparing things. If you want content on something, you use this website. It gives you all the ideas. It doesn't give you content, it's giving you ideas. And like, now if your audience is like, you know, Christianity based, you could talk about leadership like Jesus. You could talk about so many things just by giving people different thoughts. And like, I would have never thought about like how leadership like Jesus, and leadership like parenting, or like eagle. Like, these are good topics for you to think about when you're creating content. So, and what you could do out here is, so it gives you all the different topics, like, then you download the CSV. So for me, I would have not gone through what I showed you guys. I would have just searched for the word, clicked on the download CSV button out here. As you see, I would open this file. Let me open it and show you guys everything that I need. And all I need to do is now sort through like this piece. Again, like, if you want that simple like visualization, you could do that. If I want a lot of content for my research, I would just download the CSV, get this like almost 394 line items on the topic, and start creating courses, content based on this site. It is like a very powerful tool, and it's free, right? You're getting it for free. There is nothing that they're asking for. Evernote. So Evernote is a great tool. I use Evernote every day. Basically, Evernote is a notes grabbing tool, right? So like I told you about the index cards. Index cards, you can write it, but those are offline. Evernote is your online tool, so that you can capture things online. So let me quickly log in. What happens is with Evernote, and I'll show you an example also, right? Like, so let's say if I am on a website like theaskmethod.com, right? Like from Ryan. This is where we are, right? If I'm here, and if I like this headline, we help you launch and grow your business and get your free blueprint. So what I usually could do is I could right click and just like using the Chrome plugin, I click on it and I can say, clip the selection to Evernote. That's it. So now it is saved into my Evernote results. Like, so it's already saved. So I can then go back later in the week and now organize this into a particular notebook and then use that content there. So like basically this is like the content that came in. Again, like it's not formatted very well right now, but this is the web click. You could always, so here, I think we are zoomed reset, but basically like here, it will give you the content, right? And if you want, you can then save for, so for example, let me just show you something which is more formatted. This didn't show up well, but doesn't matter. We at least have the content. Now I can use this content anywhere I want. So on the left out here, let me zoom in. If you see, I have all these different notebooks created, right? Like, so ask, like the interviews, the books that I've read, or the book summaries I have, conversation movers, copywriting. all these things, because like I have mind maps, like I try to get all of these structured so that if I forget something, I can always reference, and like that is my content, strategy and the journey that I use. Search for, let's say, ask method right now, because I know I've copied pieces. So like right now, a few minutes ago we did that. Then like I had placed an order for something like the Ask Live recordings, so I got those, and like that's my order form. So I the reason why I also capture these is so sometimes I buy these things and I forget like what other pieces I would have gotten, and this is allowing me to go back and research those pieces. So that's a really powerful tool. Evernote, I like it, and it's making it simple, right, for you to capture. BuzzFeed, I love BuzzFeed. It is a great tool for headlines. So this website is basically a news aggregation website where it tells you all the different things, and it is telling you like what's going on right now in this week. But they are so good with what they do. They have some of the best headlines, and like I will show you guys, like let's zoom in. How basic have you become in quarantine, right? Like, and it has this picture or image, right? Like where you were someone who was cool and now you've just become a basic person. Or like 17 genius times women made us laugh out loud in comedies. Like these are headlines, right? So 15 hilarious dads who have lost all chill while being stuck at home. So the point is, if you use these headlines, you will be able to get better read in your content. So this is the number one website I use for website grabbing. And if you are creating quizzes or like these survey funnels, use the quizzes that they use, and they have some of the best, again, like quiz questionnaires, right? Like, so who wants to be a millionaire by answering these 15 questions? How far can you go? These are like very high profile, like they this is all they do. This website makes money through advertisement. For people to come to this website, they want to have the best content, and they use really good headlines to capture, and they have really good images as well. So use BuzzFeed. Cool. BuzzSumo. So BuzzSumo is really good on research and monitoring tools. It's a research tool basically. So let's go there and I'll give you examples of what it does. There is a free option that it gives, and it gives you paid option as well. For me, most of the time the free content is good enough, so I just use the free piece. So what BuzzSumo allows is, it allows you to find content that performs best. It analyzes the whole web and says these are the things that people are sharing. This is this is the topic that you are going to be able to get better engagement on, and you will be able to basically get results faster. So let's say again, like I just want to stick to leadership because we spoke of that topic before. So if I say leadership is what I wanted to search for, what it's doing is, if you see, it is now telling us on Facebook engagement, this particular topic, what do countries with the best coronavirus response have in common? Women leaders. So it's telling you that this is a great headline, that means, and it's telling you that on Facebook, this particular topic had almost like 5.2 million engagements. On Twitter, it had 94.8k shares. So what you could do is, and this is a Forbes article, right? So you know where it came from. So you could go to this article on Forbes, read on it, see what structure and strategy they are using, and then try to model that structure into your content. All right. So this is better, right? Like rather than you just knowing what headlines work, now you know what content is working in that week or during that period. So here, this is like for the last 6 months, it's telling us. Now, if we want only for 24 hours, it should be able to do that as well. So in the last 24 hours, these are the topics that have been working on leadership topic. All right. ClickBank. So ClickBank is an affiliate marketplace website, and ClickBank is for all these marketers who are creating information products. But some of these marketers, they use really good product headlines, and they also know what content is working. So I like to go to ClickBank to search what is the new area in marketing someone is like working on. This is ClickBank, and here what we see is we are seeing all the different categories on the left. So if we are, let's say, interested in e-business and e-marketing, for example, these are all the courses or topics someone has created. Like, so someone's created how to get tons of traffic from Twitter. So they've done research, they possibly know about it. Then they're talking of Dave Nicholson's fast track coaching. Learn internet marketing has never been so easy. You should look at these topics, and then like when you go inside each of them, you will see the content or the copy that they're writing, because this copy is something that is working, or they know that they've done the research on like what will work. So if you have something similar, try to mimic what they are doing, and it'll help you with your content strategies. There's keywords everywhere. I love this tool. It's a Chrome extension tool, and let me show you what this is. I'll show you an example because I already have installed this tool. Like, so if you see this right on my screen, it's called Keywords Everywhere. It's a Chrome toolbar plugin, and it's free to download. So you can just download it. And let's see. So I wrote keywords everywhere. Like, let's say I actually write leadership. Okay. And as I'm writing leadership, Google is giving us the information. Now, keywords everywhere now is giving related keywords that people are searching on Google, which is like, what is leadership in management? What is leadership skills? Qualities of leadership. So you can use these for your content creation as well. It will give you basically like for each of these keywords, how many search results and search volumes are there, and what is the Google's cost per click if you were to advertise on these keywords. So you then know for which keywords people are paying a lot more money, and maybe those things are the ones that where there's a lot of search volume, and you can create your content based on that. We're going to talk about Google Trends, right? What it does is, because people search on Google so much, you are able to search for different topics and different keywords. So let's say if I want to talk about leadership versus leadership. So this new concept of leadership has come up recently. Now it's, I think, just still coming up. So maybe it is also leadership. I could keep out here, and I'll compare it with leadership, and just say leadership. So we are doing a comparison with these two terms, and what you'll see is leadership is still like like the trending one. Leadership does not have as many search results. It like this tells you in which state what particular like term is used the most, and then like if your audience is in a particular state, you can then figure out like what is the words that you should use for them so that they resonate with that message. All right. So that is like Google Trends. It's like really good to give comparison and real search data on like how many thousands of like visits were there for a particular keyword in the past 12 months. You could actually go like over like 5 years as well, like and get the data. Text AU. So Text AU. Now, what Text AU is a automation tool. Okay, so I like automation tools. It allows you to grab data from different websites. So here is an example, right? It says extract YouTube video details, or find LinkedIn, company ID, or reply to a Twitter. I don't use it for like automation of my comments and all, but I use this tool to help me gather good, valuable content. So I will give an example. I like to follow John Maxwell, right? So if we look at YouTube, and if we say John Maxwell, right? And this is his YouTube channel, right? What I could do is I could take this YouTube channel name, and I could say I could go to the YouTube option out here, and I would say extract YouTube video details. So let's see what information does it provide. It will give us the name of the video, views, description, category, etc. Why is this important? Because if I'm looking at this particular topic of leadership matters, let's take that for example. And here he and his team, they have spoken about, like, that he shares leadership values, on the equip today. So that is like the only thing he's talking of. But let's say we go and we take this particular one with Robert Kiyosaki, and here this particular piece, like the content out here from Sean, he has it where he's talking about the real difference between rich and poor mindset. All of these pieces, I don't have time to go and copy these content into a notepad and then research on it. I would rather get everything that Sean is creating and then have available for me in an Excel, right? So what I do is I take his channel details, for example. I go to this text AU tool. I put in the YouTube video link out here. All right. I will give a name. I'll call it YT Sean Kim. And then I will say extract video. So let's see what happens, right? So right now, the text AU tool is running. It is going to look at all the videos that are created by Sean, and let's see like how many videos approximately does he have. If I go to the videos section, well, it doesn't give me, but he doesn't have a lot, so it shouldn't take as much time. So it is invoking the function, it is scraping or like getting all the names of the videos for us, and it is going to give it to us in it's in a CSV format. So now I can just take that data, use the content, and then think of what ideas. So okay, for some reason this execution failed. I don't know like why, but usually it like shows up. Let me show you examples in my results, because I have gathered these. So let's say here's an example of Dean Graziosi and his results that I got from the Instagram data that I was getting. So Dean has written all of these content pieces, right? So let me just show an example by downloading this piece. Dean created content, and his content on Instagram has all of these words. And what I'm doing now is, the formatting is not that great, but I don't care. I now have exactly what he wrote on his Instagram. I'm not copying this. I'm actually taking this to figure out what are the topics he's writing on, and if he is someone that I need to mimic because he's one of the best people in that industry, I would look at that content, how he wrote it, what is the style of his writing, and then like mimic it. So this is like another way of you extracting ideas from different channels of people who are already doing what they're doing. Thus basically it is scraping the data, giving it into a much easier format. But the whole point of how I use this, like I look at this comment count, right? How many people commented on something? So he, I think, got engaged and wedding, and like I think he had a baby. So that's where like he had 405 comments. Then like he's talking about everything starts with a thought, and then that becomes your stories that you tell, which had 56. So I can see what is engaging, what is not engaging, and only create content based on that. It tells me what the like counts are, which is so powerful, right? By me knowing what content people are liking in an easy format, I can take that and create the structures that I want. Air Story. So like I spoke about the Evernote, Air Story is another tool for capturing content, as you're writing it. But Air Story also allows you to create buckets so that you can create content much easily. So Air Story is a paid tool, and I have a subscription for it basically. So it is airstory.co. This is what it is. So this is the core website. It helps you write content faster by putting things into pieces, right? So for example, I will take this piece of copywriting. what's happened is like all of these pieces that I created for copywriting were based on things that I had captured from the web. So what I did was I created templates. Okay, so if you see like from this Copy Hackers is a website, it gives us good headlines and templates. So what I did is I went to that website, I grabbed pieces that they were giving, and then I'm able to create content based on these templates to make my email writing easy, my copywriting easy, my sales headlines easy. You can use AirStory to capture similarly to what Evernote is. So if you select something, you right click, you could always do the same thing, like you clip to Evernote or you clip to AirStory, and then you take that piece of content and you start plugging it together. So that is what AirStory is about. Quora is a great website because it has really good quality content. So let's go to Quora. Okay, so in Quora, you do need a login usually to read a lot of content out here, and it is free to like log in. So you can just like sign up. So you just sign up. You would ask your questions if you want to, but if you just want to see what others are doing, you could just search for a topic. Let's say again, I'm talking of leadership in this case. Right, searching for leadership. And then it is going to tell me exactly the different questions people are asking for. It is telling me how many people are following it. And then if I think that a particular topic is really good and important, like this topic is followed by 997 people, I think this is then a very important topic that people want to know about. I would go there, I would see what people are writing, I would take ideas from it, create my own blog posts and the content based on the things people have written and using my strategies that I have learned as well. It's not about copying what they're giving, it is about getting ideas, because you can't create content without getting the right ideas. SlideShare. So SlideShare is simple. It's a website where you can upload different slides, and it's a marketplace, or let's say a platform where you can just go and see the different PowerPoint presentation slides that people have created. So if you see out here, again, the whole point is it has all of these different slides, and the big piece is you will see how many views a particular slide has gotten. So if I again type the word leadership and I want to know what is working in leadership, so then we see there are 786 likes, right? I'm just going to zoom it again. 786 likes for the topic of management versus leadership, which means it is good. People like that concept. Or if we want to look at leadership training, with leadership, the power works. I think this is a particular training that someone did. It has 357 likes. Groups and leadership, you're talking about social psychology. That is a good topic. People have 90 likes. So you look at all of these slides, and slides are good because now if you go, let's say for example, we go into the first slide on the management versus leadership, you could quickly see all the different topics that someone is talking about, right? So you could zoom in, see the different topics, and I like slides because usually it's based on bullet points and simple, clear areas that you're talking about, and it's giving me the exact information that I need. So let's go here, and if I want to now download this particular piece, I could sign in to SlideShare, and they then like allow you to download these slides as well, so you can use it for later reference. So this is a very good tool also to search for good content and get ideas from what people are creating. Pixabay. So if you see it clearly, it talks about stunning free images and royalty-free stock. So a lot of people get into trouble by using stock images which are licensed but they don't pay for it. So instead, use websites like Pixabay. Obviously, read through the terms and language, but this website allows you to take good quality images and then use it into your various pieces of content that you are creating. So for example, here I want to talk about coaches. So I'm searching for the word coaches, and out here you see like I get all these different images which are really good high quality images, right? I could take one piece, let's say I want to take, let's just say for example right now, just so that I take this, so I want to take this piece. It's a free website, right? So all I did was I signed up for a free account, and there's and then because you do a free account setup, you can now click on the free download and it gives you higher quality download when you sign up. If you don't sign up on the free, I think it only limits you to a resolution which is maybe a lower resolution. So I like this 1920 resolution. I download that file. Pixabay makes it much easy because it allows you for images which are really high quality for you to use. Let's look at the next piece, automation tools for social media. So there are many tools that you can use to automate content. You could take tools like SocialBee, Hootsuite, Buffer, and then start creating your content in the content posts. So I use SocialBee, like it's a paid subscription that I have. I have all of these profiles that are linked to it. This tool allows me to, first of all, I already have created my content. Now I use this tool to post the content and schedule the content to these different places. So my marketing expert Facebook page, my marketing secrets Facebook group, my Instagram profile, my Twitter profile, my LinkedIn profile, my Facebook profile. It allows me to connect to even more. Like I just have like a lifetime pro subscription for it. And then what I could do is I go to the calendar. So like I can schedule time. So like I like to have my posts being scheduled on in the morning, early in the morning. So I then choose for my morning, I only want to have Facebook and I want to have my Instagram. And then later in the day, I do my LinkedIn and Twitter and things like that. So that is how I schedule these posts and contents basically. So I just wanted to share this tool. It is important. Like we are so busy. Once you create a bunch of content, you don't want to be sitting and just posting things every day. You want to make it easy for you. So like I have one strategy for the morning, then I have one strategy for the evening on what I post. That is my strategy. I used to do like 3 times a day, and that also works. It depends on your audience if they want more content, if they don't want more content. But this is a good tool, and I say use a tool, make your life easy, pay for it, but it is like super helpful once you have a tool to automate your content distribution strategies.